The adventure in the Cloud Kingdom. It was an apparently normal day in SuperKid's life. While flying over the city, keeping watch from the skies, something unexpected caught his attention. The sky, usually clear and blue, was filling with dense, dark clouds, but they weren't like the storm clouds he'd seen before. These clouds were unusual, glowing softly with golden and silver tones, as if they hid something beyond what was visible. Curious and brave as always, SuperKid decided to investigate. He ascended higher, breaking through the clouds that spread like an impenetrable barrier. Upon passing through, he encountered something he had never imagined, a floating kingdom made entirely of clouds. Towers and castles formed of bright vapor rose in all directions. SuperKid landed softly in a plaza made of fluffy clouds and found himself surrounded by strange figures, the inhabitants of the Cloud Kingdom, ethereal beings that seemed to be made of vapor and light. One of these figures, wearing a shining crown of golden clouds, stepped forward. It was King Nimbus, sovereign of the Cloud Kingdom. "Welcome, SuperKid," said the king in a soft, resonant voice. "We have been watching you from our kingdom. We know of your heroic deeds and your brave heart. Today, we need your help." SuperKid bowed his head, ready to listen. "Our kingdom is in danger. Something dark has begun to consume our clouds. An evil being called Cumulonator has been draining the energy from our lands, and soon, the entire Cloud Kingdom will disappear if we don't stop him." SuperKid clenched his fists. He knew he couldn't let such a beautiful place vanish. "Tell me where I can find Cumulonator," he exclaimed with determination. King Nimbus pointed toward a swirling dark storm in the distance. "That's where he hides. But be careful, Cumulonator controls the winds and storms. He is powerful, and no one who has entered his domain has ever returned." SuperKid didn't hesitate for a second. He leaped into the sky, flying toward the storm. As he got closer, the winds began to howl, trying to push him back. But SuperKid pressed on, stronger and faster, using his super speed to break through the gusts of wind. Finally, he reached the storm center. There, in the chaos of lightning and furious winds, was Cumulonator. He was a giant made of dark clouds, with eyes crackling with electricity and a thunderous voice. "You've made a mistake coming here, SuperKid," Cumulonator roared. "This kingdom is mine now, and you cannot stop me." SuperKid knew the battle would be tough, but he wasn't afraid. With a battle cry, he charged at the monster, dodging lightning bolts and gusts of wind. The fight was fierce. Cumulonator hurled bolts of lightning and dark clouds, but SuperKid, with his agility and strength, fought back, striking the giant with punches filled with pure energy. However, Cumulonator was stronger than SuperKid had anticipated. Every time he hit the monster, it dissolved into the air and reformed again. SuperKid realized he needed a new strategy. He couldn't defeat Cumulonator by force alone. Remembering what King Nimbus had said about Cumulonator's control over the winds, SuperKid had an idea. Instead of fighting the storm, he decided to use it. He concentrated and began spinning rapidly in circles, creating a whirlwind of his own. As he spun faster and faster, Cumulonator's winds began to be absorbed by the whirlwind. The monster, surprised, tried to resist, but it was no use. SuperKid had turned his own power against him. Cumulonator was caught in the whirlwind, and slowly, his dark form began to disintegrate until, finally, he vanished completely. The storm calmed. The sky, once covered in dark clouds, returned to its bright and clear state. SuperKid, breathing heavily but victorious, flew back to the Cloud Kingdom. King Nimbus and the inhabitants greeted him with joy and gratitude. The clouds, once being consumed, were now glowing again with their golden and silver light. "You have saved our kingdom, SuperKid," said King Nimbus with a smile. "Thanks to you, our lands will be safe again." SuperKid, ever humble, smiled and said, "It was nothing. I'm always here to help those in need." With one last bow to King Nimbus and the Cloud Kingdom's inhabitants, SuperKid flew back to Earth, ready for his next adventure, knowing he had made a new group of friends in a kingdom beyond the clouds.